Can we just take a collective breath for a second? It's been 7 long years since we sat in a dark theater for a new Star Wars movie. 7 years. We've had some incredible TV, sure, but there is a specific kind of magic that only happens when the lights dim and that blue text hits the big screen. Seeing that first trailer for The Mandalorian and Grogu, hitting theaters on May 22nd, 2026, felt like the wait just evaporated. This isn't just a trailer. It's a love letter. It's packed with those deep-cut glup shadows we obsess over, but more than that, it feels like the Star Wars we grew up with, gritty, hopeful, and massive. If you were too busy wiping away a stray tear to catch every detail, don't worry. I've been rewatching it on a loop, and we need to talk about what's actually happening here. That sunset? That's pure magic. The trailer opens with those X-wings silhouetted against a hazy, orange sky, and I swear I felt like a kid again. It's not just good CGI, it's a vibe. It mirrors that iconic sunset from E.T. or the final ride in Indiana Jones. There's a technical philosophy here that makes it feel so right. Legendary filmmaker John Ford once famously taught a young Steven Spielberg that a horizon at the very bottom or top of a frame makes for an interesting shot, but putting it in the middle is boring as S*******. This trailer lives by that Goldilocks rule. By keeping the horizon low, the director emphasizes the staggering scale of the New Republic fleet. These aren't just ships, they are a presence. Seeing Blue Squadron operating out of the Adelphi base, the same frontier outpost where we saw Zeb Aurelios, grounds this movie in a living, breathing world. It's a reminder that while this is a story about a man and his kid, they are tiny players in a very big, very dangerous galaxy. The return of the Razor Crest and my heart. I'll be honest, I loved the N-1 Starfighter. It was a beautiful, chrome hot rod that screamed speed. But let's be real, you can't live in a hot rod. Watching Mando back in a pre-Empire assault ship, a new Razor Crest, felt like a homecoming. After his original ship was tragically vaporized by Moff Gideon, we all felt that loss. The N-1 was god-level in combat, but it lacked the practicalities of a bounty hunter's life. He needs a home. He needs a place for a carbonite chamber, a bunk for a nap, and a spot for Grogu to actually play. Seeing this new ship with its distinct yellow-trimmed paint job is a genius touch. In the Star Wars universe, colors usually mean something. This specific Hati's yellow might be a clever bit of camouflage, a way for our duo to blend in while they navigate the treacherous crime syndicates of the Outer Rim. It suggests Mando is going back to his roots, choosing utility over style to protect what matters most. Wait, was that actually Martin Scorsese? This is the internet-breaking moment we didn't see coming. Seeing the legend himself, Martin Scorsese, as a six-limbed food vendor named Hugo? It's brilliant on so many levels. For years, there's been this cinema versus theme park debate after Scorsese suggested blockbusters weren't exactly cinema. By appearing in Star Wars, the brainchild of his close friend George Lucas, it feels like a beautiful peace offering. It's Marty saying, I get it now. The name Hugo is a direct nod to his 2011 film, which celebrated the magic of early cinema. Plus, if you look at his stall, it's covered in Orbesh signage advertising flat meat fries. The presence of panini presses in his kitchen is a likely tribute to Jon Favreau's personal passion project, Chef. It's these little personal touches that make this feel like a movie made by people who actually love the history of the craft. Neon lights and shadowy deals. The Smuggler's Moon. Seeing the infamous Smuggler's Moon, Nar Shaddaa, in live action is a dream come true for those of us who grew up on the old expanded universe books. It's neon-soaked, grimy, and feels like Blade Runner met a galactic underworld. It's the perfect place for war criminals and gangsters. This isn't the clean, polished Coruscant. This is the industrial moon orbiting Nal Hutta, where the New Republic's laws have almost no reach. And speaking of gangsters, the Hutts are back in force. The twins we met in the Book of Boba Fett are clearly filling the power vacuum left by Jabba. Seeing the Orbesh on the stage beneath them translate to ancestral and heritage tells us everything we need to know. The Hutts are reclaiming their old glory, and they aren't going to let a New Republic stand in their way. Sci-fi royalty and the deck of warlords. Sigourney Weaver as Colonel Ward? Inject it into my veins. Seeing sci-fi royalty enter the galaxy as a high-ranking officer in the Adelphi Rangers gives the movie such an grounded, authoritative weight. When she tasks Mando with taking out every bad guy in her deck, It's a fascinating bit of lore. The six-sided sabacc cards she uses mirror the real world Most Wanted playing cards used by the military in the early 2000s. It sets the stage for a high-stakes cleanup operation. These are the warlords who refuse to sign the Galactic Concordance, the remnants of an empire that refuses to die. It turns the movie into a galactic manhunt, taking us across multiple planets in a race against time. The real heart, Grogu's destiny. Amidst all the explosions and the return of fan favorites like Embo, yes, the Cuso bounty hunter is back, hat shield and all. The emotional weight lies in one line: Grogu will live centuries beyond me. That hit me like a physical punch. Din Djarin knows his time is finite. He's a human in a galaxy that moves on, but Grogu belongs to a species that can live for 900 years. There is a poignant theme of legacy here. We see Grogu practicing with whistling bird wrist rockets, a weapon usually reserved for seasoned Mandalorians. Seeing the Beskar chainmail peeking out from his robes is a constant reminder of the choice he made. He didn't want to be a Jedi meditating in a swamp. He wanted to be a Mandalorian with his father. He is the future of their culture, the one who will carry the way long after Din is gone. The tragedy we already know. The most bittersweet part of this whole experience? We know how it ends. We know that despite their bravery, the First Order will eventually rise, and the New Republic will fail. Watching them fight so hard to prevent another war feels heavier because we, the audience, know the tragic truth of the sequels. But that's what makes Mando and Grogu's bond so special. They are finding light and building a family in a galaxy that we know is destined for a bit of darkness. This film feels like the beginning of that end, showing the cracks in the government and the resilience of the criminal underworld. Star Wars is finally back on the big screen, where it belongs. I'm ready. Are you? Which part of the trailer made you jump out of your seat? Was it the live-action Holochus gladiator pit? Or the jittery stop-motion style of the monsters that paid homage to Phil Tippett? Let's geek out in the comments. I need to know I'm not the only one losing my mind over this.